Los Angeles.
Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Los Angeles Chargers. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
On 2nd and 7, Herbert throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And after the nice stiff arm, the next wave swarms in quickly for the stop. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now it's 3rd and 3. Here's Herbert. Throwing left side, it's complete.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
They'll run on first down. Farrell, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
The Chargers had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that, because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
Flushed out right. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
Herbert on 3rd down now. And that is incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
On 4th down, Herbert. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And the Raiders pick it up. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. So they tried it. Not only did they not get the first, they fumbled it away.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it went from bad to worse, but I know that everyone's going to pile in on the call and say, well, what are you doing? Why would you go for it there? I think that teams that are convinced that they feel pretty good about their game plan, what they want to get done that day, go for it. Give it a try. Hey, let's see if your defense can rescue them a little bit.
A lot of effort there for just a 3-yard gain, and now 2nd down. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. They go play action here on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Carroll.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
And he'll be close to a first down at the Chargers' 15-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And that is incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
They'll try and run for it. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as he'll wind up going backwards. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. The Charger drive about to get going.
Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Now this throw caught left side and out across midfield down to the 45. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 45-yard line. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. From the 50, here's Herbert. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete.
And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down at the 2. So close.
A big play there for L.A. 48 yards. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. A great effort there. His first touchdown of the new season.
And the Chargers post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter.
Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach, because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot.
And 22 more yards there and another first down.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's a give up the middle.
Down at the 35, it'll be second down.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers 16. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. And they'll try to run the option here.
And despite the fancy footwork we saw, they'll get to him just inside the 15. They hand off to their big tight end. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set them up 1st and goal.
And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. It'll go as a sack and a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 2nd and goal.
On any 1st and goal, the real estate to work with for the offense is really cut down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. Got him down for a loss. Not a big one, but any loss of yardage in this position is tough for an offense.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Steps away, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Call it a big loss of 10 there. And it's going to bring up a 4th and goal. And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Charger drive about to get going.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
On 2nd and 11 now. Herbert. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. His 2nd catch, and this one not nearly as electrifying as his first. And it'll bring up 3rd down now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Back to throw here, Herbert.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score.
Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. On the move to his left. He rifles one that's intercepted.
And the Chargers are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
Well, I could spin this negatively as he just got back to the line of scrimmage, but when you really analyze it, he took away a big play for the defense, made it an uneventful run because he avoided a sack and didn't lose yardage.
Looking to throw again on second down. Herbert. And he fires one that's intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Charger drive about to get going. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. From the 30 on second down. Herbert. On Herbert, his 3rd interception. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Now a play fake here on first down. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Back to throw here.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And the Chargers are going to take over here up near the 40.
They set themselves behind the chains, trying to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
After the turnover, here's Herbert.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
They gave it a shot with a deep pass, but it wasn't going to work there. And now there's less time for them to try and get 3 before the half. Let's see what they dial up on this next snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. Eluding the pressure right. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This from 54 yards away. And that is no good. And instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3.
Man, that is deflating going into the break. You're in a position with a chance to tie the game, but this kick is off the mark, and they're going to remain 3 points down heading into the break.
The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders out in front, as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway.
Taken from about the 12.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line can play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Wide open receiver complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards there, a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21. On play action, they'll throw. Throw left side, taken in by Slayton.
Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
That's Ward, complete right side. And the Raiders are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. It's their quarterback. His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Raiders take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Extra point splits the uprights, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
The Charger drive about to get going. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Raiders will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
Third quarter now from SoFi Stadium. Here's a 2nd and 10.
Here's the option play now to the left.
On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40.
And a solid job using his legs. 16 yards and a 1st down on the keeper.
Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point. That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Here's 2nd and 9.
That's complete to Ward. And he's got some space here.
And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
A great play there. 39 yards. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
The Charger drive about to get going. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions. all that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, mini camp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
To throw again on second down, Herbert. And he will find his man on the outside. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Herbert. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays just like that one we saw there.
Back to the air. Herbert on second down. Flush to his right. And now here is another interception. And the Raiders are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And he's got his big tight end here. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a gain of 35.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. From 6 yards away.
And the Raiders are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 24. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. The Charger drive about to get going.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. A three-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores.
And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, LA. An 18-yard touchdown grab.
And the Chargers are able to cut into that deficit.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll look to throw here. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A very solid gain of 27. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
And out of bounds all the way down at the 3.
62 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Now, the good thing for you, partner, is you're not as old as I am, okay?
That's true.
So back when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, the right side of an offensive line was almost always your power.
Touchdown! From 3 yards out.
And the Raiders are on their way to a 2-0 start.
Point after here coming up. Oh, and it's no good. He tugged it wide left, and that will keep our score right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
The Charger drive about to get going. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but...
And my goodness, another interception.
And the Raiders are going to take possession here at their own 33.
Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
They'll drop to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Past the 20. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Charger drive about to get going. This offense returning out there, and really, you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over before it even began. They threw the interception on the very first play.
And what that means is for all these guys, it's been a while since they've been out there going full speed, so they've got to get everyone back out there, run a couple of your go-to plays, make sure you get your offense oiled up a little bit. They've got to be able to start fast, but they've got to be efficient as well.
Especially the quarterback.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Herbert. Dancing to his left. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
He's going to let it fly. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And that's going to be good for a Chargers first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. And now here is another interception.
And the Raiders are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. And they'll indeed take a knee.
But Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Las Vegas,
it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.